Hello, good morning, students. How are you? Possibly you are with your best of your health and mind. Now, today's lesson 1, Father's Health. I will read with you, I will analyze with you, and I will discuss with you the lesson 1, Father's Health, possibly unit 1. The total unit 1 of Father's Health will be discussed, analyzed, read along with you. The writer of the story, Father's Health, is R.K. Narayan. And you, who are at least acquainted with Mr. R.K. Narayan, the writer R.K. Narayan, you know that he is a very amused writer. That means he tells the story, but with a bit of amused irony. That means what he says and what he intends to say, there is a bit gap. And that gap gives us pleasure, gives us a kind of witty and amused laughter. And what we call in literature, that is amused irony. Father's help. That means a father who is going to help his son or daughter. Anyway, R.K. Narayan, just an introductory class about him. He is famous for his Malgudi days. If you are interested in reading stories, in reading short stories, you may buy the book Malgudi Days and you will get pleasure, a lot of pleasure from his short stories. Malgudi Days is a collection of short stories from which our story, Father's Health, is taken. Now come to the lesson. Lesson 1, Father's Health by R.K. Narayan, Unit 1. Lying in bed, Swami realized with a shudder that it was Monday morning. Lying in bed, Swami realized with a shudder that it was Monday morning. Swami realized with a shudder. That means he felt very shaky. He felt afraid. Oh, it was Monday morning. That means it is the day to go to school, to attend to the school. And Swami is not a very obedient student. He is not willing to go to the school regularly like most of us. Most of the students, most of you are not at all willing to come to school with your regular bag and baggage, with your regular lessons to us. Swami is one of them. And therefore, when he feels that it is Monday and he has to go to school, he felt very grumbling. Oh, it's Monday and I have to go to school. Lying in bed, Swami realized that with a shudder that it was Monday morning. It looked as though only a moment ago it was Friday. Already Monday was here. He hoped he did not have to go to school. That means that is the cause of his shudder. That is the cause of his fear. That is the cause of his grumbling. He did not wish to attend to school, and he wished that it would be better if it was Saturday or at least Sunday. And he did not realize how the time passes so quickly from Friday to Monday. There should have been a long pause from Friday and before coming to Monday. But time passes as usual. But he did not realize. And when he realized that it is Monday, he felt very grumbling. He felt very shaky with fear. At 9 o'clock, Swaminathan wailed, I have a headache. Swaminathan wailed. Wailed means cried out in pain. Swaminathan wailed. Wailed means cried in pain. Cried out in pain. I have a headache. That means he get out an excuse not to go to the school. Mother generously suggested that Swami might stay at home. It is our mother. The mothers are always in favor of the students. The mothers are always in favor of us, their sons and daughters. And therefore the mother very politely, very sympathetically suggested that our son should not go to the school because he has a headache. At 9:30, when he ought to have been in the school prayer hall, Swami was lying on the bench in mother's room. That means by his mother's permission or as well as by his mother's lovable and sympathetic treatment, Swaminathan is now on the bench. Instead of going to the school, instead of attending the school prayer, he is now on the bench. But suddenly appeared his father. Father asked him, "Have you no school today?" "Headache." Swami replied, "Nonsense, dress up and go." That means the father is very rigorous one, like the fathers of our family. The mothers are very sympathetic, very kind-hearted, very lovable to us. But the fathers are very rigorous. They are sometimes very stern, very hard, that their sons and their daughters must attend to school. Therefore, the father is like most of the fathers in our family. And he said, "Just dress up and go." That means it is the voice of order. It is the tone of command. You must attend the school. Dress up and go. Nonsense. That means it is nonsensical not to go to school. It is nonsensical that you should be lying there with your mother in the kitchen or in the bedroom. Headache. Loaf about less on Sundays and you will be without a headache on Monday. The father is very rational one. The father is very critical to observe the approach of the son. The father knows that his son loafs about on Sundays. A new word to you, loaf, L-O-A-F. Loaf generally means bread. The bread we take or the bread we buy from the shop, from the bakery shop. Loaf, L-O-A-F. Loaf means bread. But here the word is used as a verb, loaf. Loaf means roaming about. ঘুরে বেড়ানো, এখানে সেখানে ঘুরে বেড়ানো, লোভ, roaming about, wandering aimlessly, loafer. From loaf, the word is formed loafer, a person who loafs about here and there without any aim is called loafer, and from that loafer comes the word loaf, L-O-A-F. Loaf means wandering, roaming aimlessly without any purpose here and there. Loaf about less on Sundays and you will be without a headache on Monday. The father's rationalistic approach. The father is very rationalistic one. He rationalizes that his son Swami loafs about on Sundays and Saturdays and other holidays, and he feels very tired on Monday to go to school. That means it is his son's lame excuse. It is his son's lame excuse to not to attend the school. Swami knew how strict his father could be. That means now we get a clue to the character of his father. We get a clue to the character of his father. His father is very strict, very rational, very stern, in contrast to his mother. His mother is sympathetic like all mothers. His mother is very kind-hearted to treat their sons like all mothers. But the father is very rationalistic, strict, stern, and very rigorous. That means you have to go. Swami knew how strict his father could be, so he changed his tactics. I can't go so late to the class. There is an amused irony, amused situation. The father knows the son, and the son also knows the father. And therefore, when the son realizes that the father would not melt with that problem of headache or with the issue of headache, he changes the tactics. Tactics means the tactics, the art not to go to school. He changed the tactics. And what he said? I can't go so late to the class. That means attending a class late is very punishable. Attending a class so late is not so decorous. And therefore, I should not be indecorous. And therefore, I should not attend the school. And this type of amused gap is the main source of pleasure and laughter in Narayan's story. At the beginning of the class, at the introductory period or phase of the class, I told you that Narayan's story has a kind of amused irony. Amused irony means there is a gap, but that gap gives us pleasure, gives us laughter, mild laughter. The son knows the father, that his father is very strict. The son knows the father, that his father is very rigorous and very hard. And he would not melt with the issue of headache. And therefore, he has to change his tactics. He has to change his policy. Tactics means policy. And what is the policy? I can't go so late to the class. That means it is very indecorous. A student should not attend the class late. And it would be very indecorous for the teacher, class teacher, as well as for the school. And therefore, I should not go. You will have to. It's your own fault. The father is stern till now. That means the father would not listen to him. The father wishes that his son must attend the school at any cost. What will the teacher think if I go so late? He carries on the same tactics, or he holds on the same point that attending a school so late is very indecorous. And an indecorous and incourteous manner, a student should not attend the school so late. And therefore, the teacher will think me or think Swami that Swami is very indecorous, and therefore I should not attend the school. Tell him you had a headache and so you are late. His father can realize that his son uses a policy not to attend the school. And therefore, the father tells him another way so that the son cannot find any other excuse not to attend the school. That means there is a conflict between the son and the father. The son tries his best not to attend the school, and the father rationalizes the best to go to the school. And this gap between the father's tactics and the son's tactics give us the pleasure, give us a mild laughter and enjoyable reading for the story. Tell him you had a headache and say, oh, you are late. And he will scold me if I say so. Will he? Let us see. What is his name? Samuel. Now the son explores another plan. What is the plan? Now he wants to impose or heap the cause of not going to the school, not attending the school upon the teacher. He says that the teacher will scold him, the teacher will rebuke him. Scold means rebuke. R-E-B-U-K-E. R-E-B-U-K-E. Rebuke. That means scold. That means অপমান করা. In Bengali, it is অপমান করা. Chide, C-H-I-D-E, chide, rebuke, scold. All these words are more or less same. অপমান করা, scolding, rebuking, chiding, C-H-I-D-I-N-G, C-H-I-D-E, chide, chide থেকে chiding, অপমান করা. Now he will scold me if I say so. That means if I say that I have a headache, the teacher will rebuke me, scold me, chide me in front of the school, and that is very humiliating. That means অবমাননা কর, humiliating. Oh, did he? Will he? Let us see. What is his name? Samuel. Does he always scold the students? The father is very rational one. The father knows that a teacher cannot scold a student if he is late for his headache or for his illness. The father is not only critical, the father is not only strict, but the father is also at the same time very rational one. He rationalizes and analyzes all the cause and effect. And that's why he says, a teacher cannot scold a student, cannot rebuke a student for being late because of the illness or headache. And that's why he asks, does he always scold the student? He is very angry man. He is especially angry with boys who come in late. Now, the amused thing is that Swami the boy thinks that the father will melt on this issue or will tell him not to attend the school. And that's why he exaggerates the matter. That means bariye bola. He exaggerates the matter. He exaggerates an imaginary tale about the teacher, about his being angry on the students, so that the father will tell that it's okay, you have not to go to school, it's okay. I would not like to go late to Samuel's class. That means the teacher is very angry one. The teacher sometimes scolds the students for being late on any cause, and it would be humiliating if he scolds me in front of other students in the class, and therefore I would not attend his class so late. If he is so angry, why not tell your headmaster about it? But the father is very rational one. Not only rational, the father is very rigorous one. He wants to analyze the fact from another perspective. A teacher may scold a student for being late, but the headmaster must not be angry with the student for being so late. And therefore, you may tell, and therefore, you may tell your headmaster your problem, and probably the headmaster will look into your matter or your problem. If he is so angry, why not tell your headmaster about it? They say that even the headmaster is afraid of him. Swami, as a student, as an immature boy, does not know that generally a teacher should not be so angry on headmaster, or in another way, the headmaster should not be afraid of a teacher. As an immature boy, as an inexperienced boy, he does not know that it does not generally occur that the headmaster of a school or of an institution should not be afraid of a teacher. But he uses this point in an exaggerated manner, in an imaginary way of thinking. In an imaginary way of thinking, in an imaginary way of thinking, Swaminathan carries on his plan that if I say that the headmaster is afraid of the teacher, and therefore his father will not tell him to request the headmaster to attend the class so late. But In the next section, next unit, we will see what is happening. Here is a shrewd and amused tussle between the son's tactics not to attend the school and the father's rationalizing and strict habit to send his son to the school. And upon this tug of war, invisible, amused tug of war between them is based upon the story of Arkanarayan's father's help. Now this is the end of Unit 1. Unit 1 of father's help. And if we again organize and analyze the Unit 1,
তোমার এই সমস্যার সমাধান হয়ে যেতে হবে ক্লাস হচ্ছে না
now we have to organize and sum up and analyze the main points of Unit 1 today. Point 1. If we just point them step by step, we will get 5 or 6 points to the thematic core of the Unit 1. That means Swaminathan is lying in his bed and he is very unwilling not to attend the school. He thinks that it is very bad that it is Monday. It should be at least Sunday or Saturday, so that he had not to go to school. And therefore, he gets out an excuse. He says that he has a headache. The mother is relenting one, like most of the our mothers. They are very always sympathetic to their boys and girls, to their daughters, sons and daughters. And therefore she is very relenting one. He says that it's okay, beta. You have not to go to school. Mother is generous that Swami might stay at home. And therefore, at 9:30, the time at which he should attend the school prayer, he is now lying on the bench. But the father comes and asks the reason. Point 2. The father comes and asks the reason. He says that he has his headache. But the father is rigorous. He says that this reason of having a headache is very nonsense one. Just dress up and go to school. Point 3. As the headache issue will not melt his father, as the issue of headache will not melt his father, Swaminathan changed his tactics, his policy, and gets out another plan, that he would not attend the class so late. Point 3. He would not attend the class so late, because attending a class so late is very indecorous one. Attending a class so late is very indecorous one. And therefore, in an indecorous manner, he should not attend the school. Point 4. Swaminathan thought that his father will relent. But the father is very rational one. His father says that you must tell your class teacher that you had a headache and therefore you are so late. Then Swaminathan says that the class teacher Samuel, he would be so angry because of having a headache as well as because of attending the school so late. Now, Swaminathan thought that this particular excuse or this particular issue will act upon the father and the father will tell him not to attend the school. Then the father said him to tell this issue of headache and of being attending the class so late to the headmaster. And the headmaster possibly will hear you and he will allow you to attend the school. Then, in an imaginary way, because of his inexperience, Samuel is very inexperienced one. Samuel is very innocent one. He does not know that a headmaster should not be afraid of a class teacher. And therefore, quite foolishly, he says that the headmaster is very afraid of the class teacher Samuel. And therefore, the headmaster will say nothing to him. In this amused gap ends today's lesson, Unit 1. In your next class, I will discuss the possible questions and answers, and you will, I hope, you will make ready the comprehension exercises and other exercises given in this book by the authority. You will prepare yourself all these lessons, and when the introduction class will begin, I will discuss all the answers, and in your next class I will at least try to answer these questions as well as give some sample questions from this text. Thank you.